Hello everyone and welcome to another tier list video. We still have tons and tons of new movies coming out. A lot of them have been announced and there's probably going to be even more after that. I did a couple of tier lists like this last year, so I thought why not do it for 2025. I also did a top 10 most anticipated 2025 releases if you want to go check that video out. But here's a tier list, plenty of more movies, so let's go through them. The tiers are Take My Money, Excited, Interested, Not Sure, and pass. Starting off with 28 Years Later, I've only seen 28 Days Later. Thought it was pretty good. Not like an all-time favorite of mine, but you know, for a zombie movie, there's a lot of them. It's pretty good. I'm not too excited for 28 Years Later. The trailers look fine. I saw a new trailer when I went to the theaters to see The Amateur, and that trailer was pretty freaky. A lot of like quiet moments to build up to like little scares in that trailer, so that got me a bit more interested in it. I'm just, I'm not too much of a zombie movie guy. Only a few zombie movies I absolutely love. The rest are just kind of fine. I can toss to the side. I'm not going to put it in pass, but 28 Years Later, I'm not too thrilled for it. It has a pretty good cast. I know Aaron Taylor Johnson's in it and Ralph Fiennes. Love Ralph Fiennes. Maybe that'll be enough to bring me to the theaters to see it, but as of right now, I'm not planning on seeing it, but never say never. They could throw out one more trailer that gets me hooked. Here's an interesting one. Avatar, Fire, and Ash, the third Avatar movie. There's gonna be like 3 more after this, or 2 more after this. I saw the first Avatar in theaters. I was a kid. Wasn't a big fan of it. I thought it was one of the most overhyped movies for years and years and years. But then over the past couple of years, when I've really become like a fan of the movies, of cinema, I get why people love Avatar so much. I went back and they re-released it in theaters. I saw it and I thought it's still pretty fine. It's not my cup of tea. It's okay. I'm probably gonna pass on Fire and Ash. The Avatar movies, I just don't care too much for them. Maybe if I watch Way of Water, it'll get me to move this sucker up a few tiers on this list, but for now, it's gonna go and pass. Next up is Ballerina from the world of John Wick. The trailers for this look pretty cool. It seems like a neat movie. John Wick just feels like one of those franchises that doesn't need a spin-off. I'm not against this movie, I'm not against it existing. The more fun and kick-ass action movies we get in theaters, the better, in my opinion. But I'd be lying if I said I was interested in Ballerina. I am gonna put it in not sure, though, and not pass, because it is the universe of John Wick, the world of John Wick, and those movies are awesome. I don't think I'm going to check this out in theaters. There is one sequence in one of the trailers that I thought was pretty cool, which is like the fire versus water, like a flamethrower against a giant like water hose or whatever. That looked pretty neat. If you show more of that stuff in the trailers, it might get me to go see it. But as of right now, I am just not that interested in seeing Ballerina. Here we go, now we're ramping things up. We got Black Phone 2. I am actually interested in seeing this. However, it's one of those movies where I don't know if it needs a sequel. But then again, I do think The Black Phone is one of the best horror movies made within the last 10 years, so give us the same quality. We have the cast returning, Ethan Hawke especially, I'm not gonna turn it down. I don't know if I'm necessarily excited for it, but I am 100% interested in it. I don't think we have too many details on the story. It releases later this year in like October, I believe. I don't know exactly what they're gonna do. I'm hoping that it's interesting. I'm hoping that it makes sense for the grabber to be back. I do have faith in the cast and crew to keep this thing running strong, so I could put it in excited, but for now, top, very tippy top of interested. Now we have Bring Her Back. I did not see the trailer when it released online, but I did go to the theaters recently and I saw on the big screen the trailer for Bring Her Back. This movie looks freaky as all hell. Sally Hawkins is in it, which is awesome. It's directed by the Filippo brothers, who did Talk to Me, which that's a really good movie. Even after seeing the trailer, I'm not entirely sure. I guess it's like a resurrection kind of movie, Bring Her Back. It seems like it's gonna be pretty scary. I am not super interested in it, but at the same time, I am a little curious because I just don't know what the hell this is gonna be. I think I'm going to put it in interested. I don't know if it's anything I'll go see in theaters because I hate jump scares with a passion, and this movie seems like it's going to be super freaking scary, but I am hyped for some creepy ass movies. The creepier the better. It really just comes down to if I'll be brave enough to see this thing in theaters, but even if I don't, I will 100% check it out whenever I do get the chance. I'm not fully sold on it, but I love the vibes, so I am interested in it. Now we have The Conjuring 4, Conjuring Last Rites. I love the Conjuring universe so much. Well, maybe not the entire Conjuring universe, but the main franchise, 1, 2, and The Devil Made Me Do It. The Devil Made Me Do It, the weakest one for sure, but was still fine. I love Ed and Lorraine Warren so much. I've gone on and on about how much I love those two characters in several videos on this channel. It's going to take my money. I love The Conjuring 2 so much. It is one of my favorite horror movies ever. Probably top 10, top 20 horror movie of all time for me. The first Conjuring is really good. Not one of my favorites, but I still really like it. And like I said, the third one, a bit underwhelming, but still pretty good overall. Maybe I could lower it down to excited because I don't know if we're gonna get another banger or if it's gonna just be, hey, this is a nice send-off, because I believe this is the last movie featuring the Warrens, like that main storyline or whatever. I'm not entirely sure what the story even is. I'm sure there's some details released about it, but I am excited nonetheless, so it's going to be sitting in one of these two top tiers. But I just love The Conjuring so much, so I'm gonna put it and take my money. Now we have Elio, which is the newest Pixar movie coming out. I don't know too much about it. I've seen some of the posters at my local theater, and I've seen like one or two trailers for it, and it looks like a nice fantasy adventure. This kid getting abducted by aliens, and he's in this like weird universe, and he feels like he belongs, or they think he's the leader of Earth or something like that. But you know Pixar, they're gonna be lighthearted, fun movies. I'm never gonna say no to a Pixar movie. I like pretty much all of them. However, Elio just hasn't sold me quite yet. It's gonna go in not sure, only because I don't think I'll see it in theaters. It's one of those movies where it's gonna be like 10 years from now and be like, ah, that one Pixar movie I never saw, let's give it a watch, and then I'll fall in love with it then, like Soul. It's just nothing I'm gonna go out of my way to see. If I just so happen to have a free afternoon and it's showing at a convenient time, hell yeah, I'm all for it. So it's gonna sit in not sure. Brad Pitt has a new movie coming out this summer called F1, the Formula One racing, or I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And the trailers don't show much, even though there is a new trailer that I saw, and it reveals more of what the story's actually going to be. Definitely a movie that will be better in theaters because of all the vroom vroom going around and all the loud race car noises and all that cool stuff. And I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of cool action moments with the cars. Maybe one will get into a wreck or something, I don't know. I'm going to put it in pass because I don't really have an interest in seeing it whatsoever. But after seeing the trailer, my dad did lean over to me in the theater and was like, hey, I'm kind of interested in this. So I might end up seeing it. But for me personally, just nothing I'm excited about. I'm not a big fan of racing. I'm sure Brad Pitt will be great in it. I'm sure it'll be a good movie, just, not for me. Wow, not even close to being halfway done, and there's a lot of movies lower on this tier list, so damn, maybe I'm a fraud. But that's all about to change, because we got Fantastic Four, First Steps. They released like a brand new trailer just a couple of days ago. Take my effing money all the way. I've been excited since they first announced it. The cast, I was like, okay, I love Pedro Pascal, not too familiar with everybody else in it. But over the months of hype building up and getting more trailers and more news about it, I am all the way pumped for Fantastic Four. Galactus, this big villain. I love me a big-ass villain, or just like a big-ass anything attacking a city or attacking the world like Godzilla or Kong. Just a big anything going crazy, and Galactus is one hell of a big something. It's kind of like gonna take us into a new era of the MCU, leading into like Doomsday and Secret Wars and all that crap. But I'm honestly seated for almost every Marvel movie, even the ones that people don't care about all that much, like the Marvels I was there for, Captain America Brave New World I was there for, so I will never say no to a Marvel movie, and Fantastic Four looks great. It looks like it has a different sort of style and tone compared to other MCU movies in the past, which is always good, change is nice. Every time they release a trailer, I'm like right there, no matter what I'm doing, I stop and I watch it. I hope I'm seated in theaters opening day. If not, I'm going as soon as I can. Final Destination Bloodlines. The Final Destination franchise is a bit of a mess because the first three movies are really good, but the last two were just, if I remember correctly, it's been a few years, they weren't that great. However, the trailers for this make it seem like it's going to be a good time. The Final Destination movies, regardless of their quality, are still going to be at least somewhat fun to watch. And then also we get to see Tony Todd on the big screen in one of his last roles. Rest in peace, Tony Todd. I am very interested in Final Destination Bloodlines. I just don't know how good it's going to be, but I am excited for it. You got the shard of glass in the margarita or in the drink that people were freaking out about on Twitter. There's the extended scene that they released with the trampoline and the rake and the lawnmower and all that stuff. It's typical Final Destination goodness, and even if it's not great, it's still gonna be a joy to watch people die in silly, goofy ways. Here's a big one. Five Nights at Freddy's 2. It's coming out in December, if I remember correctly. I don't know what the story is. I think all of the cast is returning, especially Matthew Lillard, the GOAT. I'm not a fan of the games, and I'm not even that big of a fan of the last movie. I think it's just like okay, but I had a fun time watching it with my friends. I'll probably end up having a good time with this one as well. I am pretty excited for it, I'm not gonna lie. There were a lot of things from the first movie that should have been done differently, but now that they have the trust behind them to make a movie that'll bring in a lot of money, I'm sure they have more creativity or more ways to play around with Five Nights at Freddy's 2, so I hope they do it. I hope they make it more brutal. Surely they don't mess it up. I have faith in them. I'm excited. Now we have a bit of a sleeper here. We have Friendship, an A24 comedy with Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd. Now I haven't seen I Think You Should Leave, and I'm not too familiar with Tim Robinson's comedy, but I have heard good things about this movie. They did like an early screening for it. But even before all that, I saw that Paul Rudd was going to be in another comedy on the big screen in the year of our Lord 2025. I'm like, hell yeah, Paul Rudd's on the screen. You got my money. I am putting it in Take My Money because I am actively waiting for showtimes at my AMC, but they have them ready, but they're not at any of my local theaters. But all that aside, I am still excited for it. It's a comedy about this guy that like immediately gains this hardcore friendship with this dude he just met, and he's like, yo, hey, calm down. I'm so excited for Friendship. I am just waiting for tickets to be there, you know? They already have my money. My money is in my hand, and I'm reaching out. They just need to take it from me. How to Train Your Dragon. Now, this is one that has split people across the board, and by that, I mean the people that are like, oh yeah, I love How to Train Your Dragon. The movies are so awesome. Yippee, can't wait to see it. And then there's people that are like, live action slop. It's just the animated movie, but live action, and they just want it for money, and yada yada yada. And both of them are right and valid. I do think we should prioritize making more original stuff and using our money to do creative projects that are really cool, but at the same time, I'm a sucker for nostalgia, even though it's only like been 15 or so years, but I love How to Train Your Dragon so much, and all the trailers and clips and pictures I've seen, I love what this movie looks like. I am gonna be in theaters seated. Maybe a hot take, I don't know. Some animated movies that go through the live action machine, some of them can work, and some of them, it's interesting to see what they would look like, but do it very, very rarely. But you know they're not going to do that. They're going to be like, oh, you made $500 million or more? All right, here you go. Here's Emperor's New Groove or whatever, but we got a real alpaca or llama, whatever the hell David Spade was, putting it in Take My Money, because I'm going to go see it. Toothless looks great. Mason Thames, he's great in The Black Phone, and he looks like he's going to do a great job as Hiccup. He kind of looks similar, and just some of the clips of him in the trailer, he seems like he's going to do a pretty good job. So just to see all these dragons and all these characters from the animated movie that I love on the big screen and in like live action form, I am excited, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. So, Jurassic World Rebirth. This was so close to cracking the top 10 of my most anticipated 2025 movies. This pretty much, like some of the others up here, already has my money. My mom is a huge Jurassic Park franchise fan, even the Jurassic World movies. So yeah, Jurassic World Rebirth, and also you got Mahershala Ali, Jonathan Bailey, and Scarlett Johansson. You got all these awesome people in it. The weird dinosaurs that we have that are like kind of the rejects or whatever on this other island. Come on, man. The trailer also makes it feel a bit more like a horror movie compared to like the more action route some of the Jurassic Park and World movies have taken. The first Jurassic Park was somewhat horror adjacent, but the others in the franchise kind of take a more action route. Either way, I'm excited for Jurassic World Rebirth. They're gonna pump one of these out every other couple of years because they make a bunch of money, but who doesn't love dinosaurs? That's really all you gotta think about at the end of the day. Who doesn't love dinosaurs? This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be action-packed. It's going to be a little spooky. Some of the shots in the trailers look pretty cool. I am going to be seated in theaters ready for some cool dinosaur action. Karate Kid Legends. Now, at first, this was going in pass. I haven't seen any Karate Kid movies, the originals, the Jackie Chan one, and the series on Netflix, the Cobra Kai, whatever the heck. But then, every movie I have seen this year, they have played the exact same Karate Kid Legends trailer over and over and over again. I can't escape it. I have not seen a single movie this year that hasn't been accompanied by Karate Kid Legends, and I'm getting sick of it. But at the same time, the more I see the trailer, the more it ever so slightly grows on me. There's one bit in the trailer where like he's swinging on a bar and he kicks a guy in midair and it looks sick as hell. But other than that, I'm like, stop it. I don't care about you, Karate Kid. I'm not against seeing the actual movie. It seems like it could be fun. Maybe I should go and watch all the original Karate Kid movies and then the Jackie Chan one. You know, I'll absorb as much Karate Kid content as I can, and then maybe it'll make me even more excited for Karate Kid Legends, but as of now, I'm not sure. Love-hate relationship with this movie. The Life of Chuck is up next. Stephen King novel turned into a movie, and again, another movie go in and take my money. They just started rolling out some full trailers / teasers for it, and it just looks like a wonderful, wonderful time. It's mainly the cast that won me over. It has a very stacked cast. Tom Hiddleston, Matthew Lillard, David Dastmalchian, Heather Langenkamp, Kate Siegel, Nick Offerman, just so many people that I love are going to be in this thing. And it's directed, one of the big selling points for me, it's directed by Mike freaking Flanagan, god dang it, so... This movie's gonna be a banger. Every year there are a handful of movies where I am so excited to the point where if like they let me down, a piece of me will be broken. This has so many good factors about it that if it somehow lets me down, if it's even possible of doing that, I will be a bit brokenhearted, not gonna lie. I think it'll probably end up being a top 10 movie of the year for me. Mike Flanagan can do no wrong, so I am seated for The Life of Chuck. And another case of the live-action animation blues, we got Lilo and Stitch. I've seen the original Lilo and Stitch, but it's been years, I tell you, years. I barely remember anything about it. I know there's the little girl and the little blue alien, and then her sister, I think, or her mom, older sister. I don't remember, but I know it's like, aha, family. We love family. Family's awesome. Some of the teasers for this movie, some of the trailers for this movie, make it look like it's going to be a good time. And you know, I'm going to be brave and say it. Stitch is pretty adorable. I know, hot take. Stitch is pretty cool. It's just not super high on my list. If I never ever see this thing, I'm not going to lose any sleep. It'll probably be like a Disney Plus in 2 or 3 years kind of watch for me. Never say never. I might end up seeing it because this little adorable blue bastard might win me over. So, I don't know. I'm never going to straight up pass on a fun little alien guy doing fun little alien things. And speaking of fun little guys, The Legend of Ochi, another A24 movie that I just recently heard about. Not recently, but like a few months ago, I heard about it. I didn't see any news or any info about it whatsoever. I just saw the poster, and there was a trailer, but I don't think it had too much buzz surrounding it, and I checked it out just out of curiosity, and oh my gosh, little creature guy being rescued by a little girl who's like, oh, we're gonna make sure you're not gonna be endangered. We've seen a story very similar to this several times in the past. We have a little baby Ochi, such a cute looking creature, and we also have more cool people in the cast. Like we have Willem Dafoe, hell yeah, he's in this thing. Finn Wolfhard's in this thing as well. I'm a sucker for little creatures going on adventures, and it's a baby little creature. This feels like a movie that's gonna make me tear up in theaters. I don't know if I'll full on cry, but if this little baby gets hurt or captured or anything bad happens to it, I'm gonna be very upset, damn it, but I am so excited for it. Another movie where it comes out like next week, I believe. I am actively looking at showtimes, debating on when I'm gonna go, so another movie, I've said this a few times before, it already has my money, just take it. Megan 2.0. I love the first Megan. It does have its issues, but I think it's a really, really fun time. And I just recently saw the trailer for Megan 2.0, where they turn her into like a military weapon of sorts, fighting another android. Oh my god, this is gonna be so much fun. Very excited for Megan 2.0. Gonna move at the top of the excited tier. It seems like Gemma and Katie are probably gonna take a tiny bit of a back seat here, which I'm fine with as long as they're in the movie though, because I do like those two characters. But Megan, front and center. I was already excited for it, but after seeing the trailer, I am even more excited for it. It comes out during the summertime, and this is a fun summertime movie that everyone should go see because it's going to be a blast. I can almost guarantee it. Now here we have Michael. I believe they're going to do a part 1 and a part 2, if I'm not mistaken. I like Michael Jackson. I think his music's pretty good. But I wouldn't say I'm a fan of Michael Jackson. I think I can listen to his songs. He's cool. Jackson 5 were alright as well. But I'm not a big enough fan to where I'm going to rush the theaters to see this biopic. I don't even know if I'll check it out if it comes on streaming or anything like that. It's just nothing I really care to see. I'm gonna put it in pass. I'm sure once it comes out, people will leave their reviews and maybe there will be a lot of interesting things going on in the movie. But as it currently stands, not excited in the slightest. I don't really care. I don't need to see a biopic about him. I know he's like the biggest music artist pretty much of all time. He's definitely in the conversation. I just don't have an interest in seeing the biopic. You know, he's not a chimpanzee. turn him into a chimpanzee, and then maybe, maybe we'll talk. Mission Impossible 8, The Final Reckoning, the final Mission Impossible movie. I have never seen Mission Impossible. 1 through 7, never seen them. I've heard good things about them. Going down over lasers and scaling the giant building, and Tom Cruise doing his own stunts and hanging on the planes and stuff. I know Simon Pegg's in these movies, and that's a selling point for me. And up until just a few weeks ago, I had never seen a single Tom Cruise movie other than Tropic Thunder, and he's in that for like 10 minutes. But I just watched War of the Worlds and Top Gun, and I'm like, okay, yeah, Tom Cruise is pretty cool, I guess. It's not gonna go and take my money or even excited, but I am planning on watching Mission Impossible 1 through 7, and by the time I've committed all that time to the franchise, I think it's gonna climb up a few tiers to take my money, or maybe just excited. For now, it's an interested, but almost a guarantee that it'll hop up a few ranks. Mortal Kombat 2! We know pretty much nothing about Mortal Kombat 2 right now, other than Johnny Cage is going to be in it, and the casting choice for Carl Urban to be Johnny Cage is whatever. I don't play the games. I've never played the games. I am not a fan of the franchise, but I did see the first Mortal Kombat that came out a couple years ago. Not the originals, but the one that came out like 2021 or whenever. People aren't the biggest fan of that movie, but I absolutely loved it. I had a great time watching it. It has its flaws, but the action sequences are top-notch, and it's a badass movie. And if I was a fan of the games and the original movies, it'd probably end up being a take my money, but it's just gonna sit and excited, because if they just do what they did in the first movie, but kind of tighten it up a bit more to where it's not just like characters walking and talking for a bit, then cool action stuff, then talking a bit more, then the cool action stuff. If you keep it more fast-paced, or at least like more interesting, then it's gonna be better than the first Mortal Kombat. Even if it's just as good, I'll be happy with it. I think I'm in a small group of people that really enjoyed that last Mortal Kombat movie, and I don't know how many people are gonna be excited for Mortal Kombat 2, but I know I am. The Naked Gun reboot with Liam Neeson, comedy movie. It looks like it's gonna be pretty funny, just like Mission Impossible. I have never seen any of the Naked Gun movies. This seems like a pretty good time. Like, it's Liam Neeson being silly, gonna be some shenanigans going around throughout the whole movie. It seems like my kind of thing. So I am interested in it. Until I watch the first Naked Gun to see what I'm really getting into, I can't move it up any higher, but I am interested in the Naked Gun reboot. Now You See Me 3, oh yeah, baby. I love the first two Now You See Me movies, and this one is Now You See Me 3. Now you see me, now you don't. All of our favorite cast members are coming back, except for Lizzie Kaplan, which she was, I guess, Isla Fisher's replacement in Now You See Me 2. And she's not going to be in Now You See Me, Now You Don't, which sucks because I thought her character was nice, but all of our original homies are coming back, Morgan Freeman and Mark Ruffalo included. Hell yeah! Oh wait, I just checked the cast list and Michael Caine is also not returning. That sucks, damn it. But either way, pretty much all of the original homies are coming back, and we also have some new cast members, and I love all three of them. Dominic Sessa from The Holdovers, hell yeah. Ariana Greenblatt from Barbie and Love and Monsters, and I believe she was a little baby Gamora in Infinity War. She's cool. Justice Smith, hell yeah. I don't know what the story's gonna be, but I don't care what it'll be. It could just be the simplest of simple stories, but as long as we get some magic heist shenanigans going, or some cool magic tricks that like make people confused and be like, what? How did they do that? I'm gonna be seated. I love Now You See Me. I love Now You See Me too. I'm gonna love Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Another movie like Life of Chuck, where if it ends up disappointing me, a little piece of my heart will fall off and I'll die. But it can't disappoint me. There's no way it will. I've never seen a movie in IMAX. I might make an exception for Now You See Me 3. I think I'm gonna see this thing in IMAX. I want the full effects. I want all the works, baby. One battle after another. New Leonardo DiCaprio movie coming out. Also Regina Hall's in it. More excited about her being in this than Leonardo. No offense, DiCaprio. I remember being excited for the movie after I saw the trailer, because it just came out like a week or two ago. But I've already forgotten what most of the movie is about. I am not gonna lie. I just know I'm kind of hyped for it. It's like one of those movies where I'm just, sure, why not? It's gonna go uninterested because I don't know much about it. I just know it looked pretty good, and just something about it is pulling me to go and check it out. Plus, it's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, and I have never seen a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, but everybody says those movies are awesome, so I'll take people's word for it. Up next is The Phoenician Scheme, Wes Anderson movie. I love me some Wes Anderson movies. His last movie that I saw, Asteroid City, wasn't the biggest fan of, but I still had a good time with it for the most part. I love Fantastic Mr. Fox, Royal Tenenbaums, The Grand Budapest Hotel was amazing. Watched that for the first time a few months ago. I am pretty excited for this, but I will say the trailer just didn't speak to me. I thought the story would be fine, and all I pretty much knew was the cast. So seeing everybody that was in it and the fact that it's a Wes Anderson movie, I was excited for it. But after that trailer came out, I watched it. Nothing really jumped out at me. It just kind of felt like Wes Anderson movie number 5 coming out and not ready to eat or whatever. Michael Cera, Tom Hanks, Bryan Cranston, another Scarlett Johansson appearance, Benedict Cumberbatch, a lot of great people are going to be in this thing. The trailer, I can't say it's a letdown because I haven't seen the damn movie yet, but I don't know. Nothing excited me about the trailer, so I'm not going to put it in excited, but I am still interested. The Running Man, the remake of The Running Man, instead of Arnold, we have Glenn Powell. Now, speaking of Arnold, the governor himself, I watched The Running Man, the original, for the first time, and while it was a fine movie, all of his one-liners and just is very weird, a little cringe. Didn't care for it, but at the same time, I thought it was a fine, fun movie. I love the idea of the movie, like criminals going on like a game show, charismatic host being like, haha, let's play with our food, ha ha ha. But after seeing the original Running Man, I was convinced that Glenn Powell, no offense Arnold, I think Glenn Powell is gonna do wonders with this role. Coleman Domingo is gonna be the game show host guy. Holy shit, that's gonna be great. It's gonna be directed by Edgar Wright, which, hell yeah. This could be a top 10 of the year for me. It's gonna go in top of excited. The cast, the story, the director, based on my somewhat enjoyment of the original, this seems like it's gonna be an absolute blast. Superman, DC has a new movie coming out, and it's a little guy named Superman. I don't know if you heard of him, but he's a superhero. As soon as I saw that James Gunn was directing it, I was like, okay, yeah, take my money, James Gunn's awesome. But then I actually saw the trailer for it, I was like, okay, it looks pretty damn good. And then after I was already sold on it, I saw the extended little trailer with like Crypto pouncing all over Superman, being a dog. I think this movie looks fantastic, and I think it's going to be a bunch of fun, and then everything they've said about it, like, oh yeah, it's supposed to like embody happiness and for the people kind of vibes. Like, hell yeah, let's freaking go. It's Superman. That's like his gimmick, yeah. And like I said at the beginning, it's James Gunn. The Guardians of the Galaxy movies are fantastic. The Suicide Squad, one of the best movies of all time, not just superhero. That's right, I said it. There's no way this thing will be bad. It's what I've come to expect from James Gunn. Like, there's no way I'm going to be let down by this. I'm going to be seated in theaters. It's going to take my money. It comes out right around the same time as Fantastic Four and Jurassic World. I'm going to try to see each one either opening day or wait till the end of the month and see all 3 of them in one day. I will be there. Superman looks great. Thunderbolts, oh my god, I forgot this was even on this list because it's coming out in like 2 weeks. It's so soon. I'm just going to put it very top of Take My Money, not because it's the one out of all these I'm most excited for, just because it's the one that I've been thinking about the most recently. Thunderbolts, another movie where I see the trailer every time I go to the theaters. And unlike Karate Kid Legends, I'm like, yeah, give me some more Thunderbolts. Hell yeah, Red Guardian being like, Thunderbolts, like getting all ramped up. Hell yeah. Full of fun characters, a Marvel movie that doesn't feel too much like a Marvel movie. Like, the style is ever so slightly different. The villain, I don't know anything about Sentry or whatever his name is, but he just looks like intimidating as all hell, like turning people into shadow dust or just pancaking them on the ground. Like, okay, I'm here for it. I'm super duper excited for Thunderbolts. I am, again, just like Legend of Ochi and Friendship, I am actively checking the show times for the coming weeks, being like, okay, when can I see this thing? Like, let's go, let's get the ball rolling. And I'm sure a lot of people want to see the movie because of Florence Pugh or Sebastian Stan as Bucky and Yelena. And while I absolutely do love those 2 characters, my Thunderbolts member that I'm most excited to see is Ghost, because I love Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I thought that character was really cool, and I'm glad we get to see her again. And how the hell could I forget Julia Louis-Dreyfus is going to be in this thing? Didn't even realize she was in the MCU until I caught up on the later MCU movies like Black Widow and all that stuff. Once I saw that Julia Louis-Dreyfus has entered the MCU, oh yeah, man, I love her to death. And I'm just so excited for Thunderbolts. Next up is Tron Ares, and I have never seen the original Tron that came out in like 2010 or whenever. This was originally going to go in Pass, but I saw the trailer for it. It was playing before my movie, and I was like, okay. The trailer looked pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Like, especially towards the end, there's that big robot, like red and black thing. stumbling upon the city. So we have the Tron bikes entering the real world, I think is the gimmick for this movie. I don't know. I'm gonna put it in not sure, not pass. If they release like another trailer for Tron Ares and it looks just as cool or even cooler, then it might actually win me over. Up next is Until Dawn, another movie that's coming out very, very soon, I think next week as well. I'm somewhat familiar with the game. I've seen some people play it. I know the story for the most part, but the trailer has shown that it's not going to really be anything like the game story-wise. It's going to have a similar theme, as in you make certain choices and you either survive or you don't. And honestly, I think me not being a big fan of the game helps my interest towards this movie, because every time I see the trailer that's been playing on TV recently of, like, you know, the girl that has like a bug in her face and her face gets all moldy and shit, it looks like a pretty creepy movie. I don't know if it's going to be good. I don't have any plans on seeing this. Could be in this middle section between interested and not sure, but it's definitely leaning towards not sure. But I haven't been against the idea of going to the theater to see it though. Here's another big one for me. Wake Up Dead Man, Knives Out 3, let's freaking go. I absolutely love the first two Knives Out movies, Knives Out and Glass Onion. This is going to take my money. My biggest problem with it, and it's not even a big problem, it's just that inconvenience or whatever, is that I think it's going straight to Netflix, which I feel like a movie like this, they should all be on the big screen. I know Glass Onion was also just Netflix. I hope they can do something, because I believe with Greta Gerwig's Narnia franchise thing she's going to do, her little trilogy, I think Netflix is letting her put some of those in theaters, which, like, hell yeah. Please do the same thing with Knives Out. I beg of you. I know I'm absolutely gonna love it, that's why it's going straight to take my money. Banger cast, we got Daniel Craig in this thing, Josh O'Connor, Glenn Close, Josh Brolin, Jeremy Renner. And then, funny little side note, when this movie was first announced, and like I think they only announced like a couple cast members, I was like, what if I fantasy cast this movie? Like, who is my dream cast for a Knives Out movie, and what kind of characters would they play? And I put down Thomas Hayden Church, because at the time I was watching episodes of Wings, and I just rewatched Spider-Man 3, so I was like, Thomas Hayden Church is pretty cool. I'm gonna put him in there. And then he's actually announced for the movie. Like, he was one of the late additions to the cast. I was like, holy shit, if I would have uploaded that video, or actually made the video, I would have gotten one prediction right, which would have been so damn funny. But yeah, I don't know anything about the story. I don't have to. I'm gonna watch it. I'll get Netflix for a month just to watch Knives Out 3. I'm so happy that there are so many movies and take my money. Not good for my wallet, but good for my soul, I guess. Here we go. We have Weapons. This movie has been announced for like a few months now, but they just started releasing teasers for it. And these teasers are so damn freaky. If you've been on Instagram or Twitter or any kind of social media, you've probably seen one. It's like these security cam videos of like kids galloping and running in the street into like spotlights, or just, they're so weird, like 10-second, not even 10-second, like 5-second videos. It's so creepy, and it's nothing. But I am so damn hyped for it. Top of excited, because obviously I'm not gonna put it in full on take my money. I don't know much about it just yet. You know what? I don't know what I'm talking about. It's directed by the guy that made Barbarian, one of my favorite horror movies ever. Josh Brolin's in it, our like third Josh Brolin movie, I'm pretty sure, on this list. And the story itself seems pretty interesting. It's like these high school kids or whatever just mysteriously go poof missing in the middle of the night, and everyone's like, wait, what the hell? So yes, please. Everything about this movie seems like it's gonna rock. The teasers alone, they have stuck with me the past week or so since they've been out, and I'm addicted to it. I want more Weapons. Release more teasers. Don't even release a trailer ever. Just give me tiny little snippets. Give me like 5-second little clips. Wicked for Good, another addition to the Take My Money family. I have told the story before. Speedrun it. Didn't care for Wicked, saw it in theaters, I cried like a freaking baby at the end. I love Wicked, certified Wicked fan now, so I'm seated for Wicked for Good. That's all you need to know. First one's really, really good. Didn't even realize it was going to be a part 1 at first. Part 2 come out right now. I will stay in this theater for another nearly 3 hours if you release it right now. Please, please, please. Wicked was so damn good. Wicked for Good will be Wicked so damn for good. Okay, yeah, moving on. And finally, to end this tier list, we have Zootopia 2, Tootopia. Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps, if I remember their names correctly. They go to, like, partner therapy or counseling because reasons. I remember liking Zootopia when I saw it in theaters when I was a kid. I thought it was fine. It hasn't really stuck with me, but I remember enjoying it. Jason Bateman voices the fox, and Jason Bateman's awesome, so I'd be lying if I said I wasn't interested, because, you know, Zootopia is pretty good, but I'm just, you know, top of not sure, just because there's Nothing set in stone for this movie that I know of. I don't think there's any confirmed details other than the counseling thing. I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure it'll make a lot of money too. I mean, look at Inside Out 2. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on that. There you go! That's the tier list. Upcoming 2025 movies. Based on how hyped I am for them, take my money all the way down to pass. Only a handful of passes and not sures. And most of these not sures are like, hey, the movie at least looks cool, just don't know if I'll see it or not. I didn't know how many of these I was super excited for before making this list, so I'm very happy that there are tons of movies that I'm excited for. Yippee, glad that there's cinema to be watched and movies to be enjoyed. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments which 2025 movies you're looking forward to. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.